California City in the Mojave Desert.
Nobody for many, many miles.
So we found the prison, middle of nowhere, and I've got a flat. So it's just about survival. Some crickets.
For this adventure, I take my CBR adventure bike and explore the desert roads and trails of Kern County, California. It's a remote area that away from the main highway there are few paved roads, yet dirt trails that vanish over the horizon in just about every direction. After spotting a bunch of planes from the roadside, I then crossed the tracks and then off down a dirt trail to see if I could get a closer look. This place turned out to be the Mojave Aircraft Boneyard. It's a vast area where retired commercial aeroplanes just come to lay to rest. Of course, I could only get so close, but it was still fascinating to see, even from a distance. Quickly moving on, I would then head over to a place even further out into the desert plains. This is in fact California's third largest city by size, but 331st largest by population. Its name is California City. But before I got there, I'd have to wait for the rush hour traffic to cross. As I rolled into town, I instantly knew this place was going to spring up a few surprises.
So we're here on the outskirts of California City. Now this place in the Mojave Desert is what you could really describe as a failed city. In the 1960s, this place was developed to rival Los Angeles. Development didn't go very far. As you can see, the road comes straight out of the city here, and right in front of me and behind, thousands and thousands of acres of paved roads that are now just crumbling. Streets that never became anything. But California City does have a few interesting points. It actually has a PGA golf course, a massive 26-acre lake, and, oh yeah, prison, somewhere way out there in the desert somewhere. So we're going to go and take this Honda CBR adventure bike and go and have some fun.
Riding down the road of the biggest city that was never built is just surreal. Out here are over 200 square miles of dusty roads, all with names etched into the desert landscape that really just lead to nowhere. Oh my goodness, I am in the middle of nowhere. Check this out. Nobody for many, many miles. Good job, I've got the trusty CBR, extra fuel, got some extra water, a bit of food. I'm good. You see, California City was really created by Nate Mandelson. He was an ambitious land developer from the 1960s who had a plan for the future. He envisaged a city way out here in the Mojave Desert to one day rival Los Angeles. So land was bought out here in the desert, roads built,
lots divided up, and the future dream sold to families and investors. Now fast forward to 2017 and the city really has failed to materialise into what Nate first thought. Development has been slow, few people moved out here, and the city really doesn't go much more than a few miles from town.
So look at this, we've actually come across a paved road. This has actually been paved into a cul-de-sac, I guess for the prospect that potential buyers would come up here, buy plots of land. Amazing to come across a road like this. We're not exactly too sure where we are, but we believe that the Correctional Institute is somewhere over that hill. So I'm going to get on the bike, go for a ride and see how close we can get. So now we're here at the Borax Bill Park. We're about 6 miles out of town. Turn up on your dirt bikes, pay an either daily, weekly or an annual fee and just go ride. If you've got a licensed bike, just like I have, you don't need to pay a fee. Just stick to the designated trails. How good does that sound? The Borax Bill Park lays right over the famous Borax 20 Mule Team Trail. This historic trail was used in the 1880s by a team of 18 mules and 2 horses. They hauled vast quantities of the mineral borax 165 miles from the Death Valley mine all the way out to a railroad spur in the Mojave Desert. Now you can ride part of this trail and many more in this amazing network of trails here in California City. Wow, what a brilliant place to ride your motorbike. The Borax Bill Park gets a massive MotoGeo thumbs up. I wonder whose vehicle that fell off. Hopefully not mine.
We're very lucky. This is a beautiful time of year to be out here in the desert. There's just beautiful flowers everywhere. We had a lot of rain in California over the winter period. Now it's in the low 70s, so it's not baking hot. It's gorgeous riding weather, and look at it. The desert isn't just barren, it's beautiful too. This common desert shrub doesn't just look pretty. It also has a history of useful uses. More commonly known as brittlebush, this desert plant has been made into incense from its fragrant leaves, uses an Old Town cowboy's toothbrush from its stem, and glue and varnish from the resin found at the base. Amongst these trails is a privately owned prison that can house over 2,000 inmates. It's a huge facility that they say you can see from over 15 miles away at night. I hadn't come across it yet, but as I climbed one of the hills, it then emerged from the desert landscape. This new level 2 security prison way out here in the desert has programs that are designed to improve inmates' skill while incarcerated, that lead to successful reintegration once released back into the community. So we found the prison. We're about 5 miles out of the town. We've just been taking these trails and we came across it. After finding the jail, I was then happy to ride off into the distance. Oh man, but I didn't get very far. Oh no, in the middle of nowhere and I've got a flat. Oh well, luckily I've got some of this. We're going to jam this in the tyre, hopefully that's going to solve it. Got a bit of compressed air, get some air into it. If not, this is going to be an adventure. Oh yeah, that'll do. Thankfully that tyre slime did the trick. The puncture was only small and that green glue plugged it. For now, luck was on my side. It was time to be happy and thankful and enjoy this dusty network of trails before me. Now the sun was dropping from the sky and the desert was just lit up with beautiful golden colours. Soon it will be the end of the day, but now, let's ride. This looks like the perfect place to camp. As you can see, middle of nowhere, peace and quiet. Already some rocks here for a campfire, nice and safe. Been collecting a bit of firewood, so we settled in for the night. Perfect. I don't think we're going to have a worry in the world. Well, unless we get an escaped convict. Anyway, let's not think like that and have a good night. It's breakfast time, pre-cooked scrambled eggs with bacon. All I need to do is add a bit of boiling water, which we've got on the go, and 5 minutes later, it'll be in my belly. There's my scrambled egg. I've eaten worse. After a rather unusual breakfast and then gassing up, I would then head off to see what more weird and wonderful things I could find while riding these desert trails on my trusty machine. Far out in the desert and well away from the main population, it was amazing to see all of this development that got started and never finished. Road closed. That is a laugh out here. Oh well, there's loads of roads to choose from. Incredibly, California City has over 51,000 plots and an underground water system installed throughout. But unfortunately, that also means the aging pipeline has endless mainline water leaks in the 170-mile system. Over 400 last year alone. So we're out here in the desert coming across all kind of weird and wonderful things. Pretty weird to find a Green Life sprinkler head way out here in the desert. As you can see, not many manicured lawns out here. But it is looking pretty green for the desert due to the recent rains we've had here in California, so it's looking pretty lush, but no need for that. I personally didn't come across any major water leaks, but the first water meter I found looked like this. Thousands and thousands of acres here with potential plots, all the water systems running through and they're leaking just into the desert. California has most of the time a pretty severe water shortage and crisis. It's unbelievable to see that they're just wasting water like this. Incredible. So out here in the Mojave Desert is also home to the desert tortoise. Now it's a threatened species because over the years, unfortunately, people have picked them up to take them home, mistreated them. They've been here for millions of years. Can you believe that such an incredible animal lives out here? So we're here at the Silver Saddle Ranch. This seems to be like an oasis, miles out of town. We're probably like 15 miles out of town. And can you believe this is here? It's green, it's lush, but unfortunately there's not much around. The kitchen's closed. They want to charge me $100 to pitch my tent and a motorcycle, unless I'm a member. When I inquired about being a member, they told me I needed to purchase some land and then I got a free membership. So I don't want to pay $100 to pitch my tent, and I don't really want to purchase any land. So we're just going to head off and get on some free dirt.
You never know what you're going to come across. I'm starting to think I might just see a burger van shimmering on the horizon.
So out here in the desert, there's absolutely nothing. It's all about taking your supplies with you. I have on the bike extra gas, of course water here, stay hydrated. Got some essential little bars just to kind of keep me going. But I've been riding all day. I am absolutely starving. I really want a burger. There's none out here. So it's just about survival. I've come across, look down here, some crickets. So these little babies, they're full of protein. So yeah, meal out in the desert. Cheers. Come on, what could be better? Desert crickets, swig of water, and a Cliff Bar. Proper meal.
After my tasty desert snack, I then just rode down more random roads, and this time stumbled upon a park-built structure. Finally, I rode to the top of a large hill to see what view I could get, and on reaching the summit, I could see for many miles. From up here you can see the city, the jail and many miles of the trails that I'd ridden. Just incredible. Wow, what a fascinating place. This has been a great moto adventure. But it doesn't matter what you ride or where, just get on your motorbike and go.